I wanted to touch on the video game stuff before we get into food.
Okay.
Because this was one that I can relate to, because when I lived away, man, was I playing video games. And there's some, I know you don't play video games, so you don't have a lot to offer on this one, but
I don't know how to plug in my phone.
yeah.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy I'm a knuckle dragger, man.
Yeah.
I am so happy.
Well, let me.
Because I don't get sucked into Facebook and shit. Like, I do a little bit here and there, but only when I do the business. I'm so lucky.
Well, it's so hard to get away from, man. Like, I remember when I was away, I had a PS3, and I haven't bought a. When I moved back home, I just basically stopped playing video games because it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But especially when all your buddies are playing,
Yeah.
and everyone wants to stay up late and play Call of Duty or NHL or whatever together.
Yeah.
It is so much fun. Like, it's so engaging, and it's so hard to get away from because everybody's on, everybody's playing. It's like social hour without actually being together for social hour. And the time can just rip by, man. It's like when you go on a binge fest on Netflix. It's like next thing you know, 3 hours have gone by, and now it's 1 a.m. and you have a game tomorrow.
Yeah.
And like, it's so important to keep that under control for the kids. Like, and for parents too. Like, it's not. I don't think it's a good idea to put limits on things for the kids. You kind of want to make them figure out that it's not a good thing to do on their own. Because if you just say no video games after X time, they don't understand why that's not a good thing. You know?
Sometimes like it's almost like teaching hockey. Sometimes you say what you say, and you show what you show, and you teach what you teach. But if you expect someone to get it right the first time, then it's not going to happen.
Yep.
You can't snap when someone fails, because that's what you call learning.
Yeah.
And I same thing with my boy. Yeah, okay. Yeah. You go do that. And then when you're dragging your ass, I'm going to remind you why.
Yep.
So yeah, doing the failure thing a couple of times is a great message to learn.
Yeah.
Now it's up to you after that.
Well, it's the why.
Yeah.
Like you always talk about.
Yeah.
They need to know why. And so, like you would say to your kids, hey, it's probably not great to go out until 2 a.m. on Friday when you have a game on Saturday.
Yeah.
It's the same thing if you're playing video games. If you stay up till 2 a.m. playing video games, you think, oh, yeah, my kid's home. Like, that's good.
No, it's no
He's
good.
going to bed. It's like, no, that's not good. He's still staying up till 2. He might as well have gone out. It's the same thing, you know? So
I think the other side is that, like, just a side note, it's not a distraction note. It's this. It's that you have no control of what information that goes into your brain that you get to keep. You don't you don't get to discard it.
Yep.
It's not possible.
Yep.
Your mind works like whatever. What's the computer part that takes all the information? What is that called?
I don't know. What
It takes all the information. You can't get rid of it on a computer, right? It's there.
like,
right?
You're talking about the ROM, like memory?
I don't know. I'm not a computer. No, whatever goes. So okay, I don't want to complicate this freaking thing.
Yeah.
Whatever is on the computer, whatever you put in is in.
Yeah.
Right. You can't say I didn't do it. It's there.
Oh yeah.
So if you want to look up, go someone's search history, you'll find out exactly where they were. That search history on most people. Like to see some of them. But the search history is the search history. You can't unsee what you saw. So your mind works the exact same way. You can sit there and say, yeah, but I only do it for 5 minutes. It doesn't affect me. No, it's there. So when you actually want to think of things, like the thing that's most on your mind, or with the most that you feed your brain, it's going to be most available to you.
Yep.
So instead of putting good things or resting or whatever, you have a huge, vast amount of information on Call of Duty or whatever. And if that's what you want your brain to absorb and be your first go-to answer for everything, then it's you're not going to perform.
Yeah, for sure.
In any way of life.
Well, and it's not.
Was that a sentence?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It was a sentence. That was good.
Relevant?
Yeah.
Okay.
Totally.
As I spoke about it, I'm like, I don't know if it's relevant.
No,
But it is.
no.
I
yeah.
know what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, it's good, but it's not saying either that you can never play a video game.
Nope.
Like, I know kids like playing video games.
No.
But the reason I went to that after the sleep thing is a lot of times that's what it's taking away from, right? It's taking away. Now, for me, getting into the more extreme end of why it's not a good thing, it's like because now you're just, like you said, filling your information with stupid shit that you don't need, right? Call of Duty doesn't matter to your life. Like, take that time and use it effectively to get something out of it, you know? And there's something to be said for, you know, have some like time to decompress and think about something else and be mindless and whatever. But generally, if you're playing video games for a couple hours every day, come on, man.
Yep.
Not right. So for the kids out there, like, I know it's tough to do because I remember I was there and I liked playing video games a lot while I was away, especially because what else are you going to do? So keep it in perspective. And for the parents, like, make them understand why this isn't a good thing. It's taken away from your sleep. It's like, do you care about hockey or do you care about video games? And they need to learn.
But the problem is, and just as in the book I'm rereading, Sapiens. Yeah. It's a great book, by the way. Yeah. But they were explaining, like, it's that, is it the dopamine? It's when you get a rush of shit that you don't want, really don't want, but you do. Is that you do things that you don't want to do and you eat things that you don't want to eat.
Yeah, dopamine.
And you know it's wrong, but you do it anyways. In the book, it was explaining about food and how humans used to eat, basically what was there. Kill an animal, eat a plant, have a nut and seed. You find out which one kills you, which one doesn't.
Yeah, impulsive to feel good kind of thing. Yeah.
But sweets were so in such high demand that when someone's walking in the whatever, and a couple of the girls or a couple of the guys, cavemen, right, big hairy armpits and stuff. So when they walk in and they see a fig tree, it's a fruit tree and it's sweet. They don't get that taste very often. But what they do is they gorged on it, right? And they wired, basically humans, so that when you have sweets like a fig tree or an apple tree or something, you eat it as much as you can, or else the bear will, or that animal will. So we've trained ourselves to, like, when we eat or we find something that we don't like, it's like overkill to make up for in case we never get it again.
Yeah, 100%.
And so as humans now, hockey players, whatever we are, we know that we can't drink or we shouldn't be eating that. But once you start, you can't stop, and it's like the same thing that happens with the video games and all these things.
Yeah,
it's that rush of pleasure. It's actually pain.
Yeah.